Let's look at some examples of putting together a personal budget. In this first example, we're looking at Alexi. Alexi is currently in their first year of college. There are 4 terms during the year, and Alexi is fully enrolled each term. The following table shows Alexi's current income and expenses. Let's find Alexi's net monthly cash flow. Um, in doing this, let's assume that the wages for Alexi's part-time job are after taxes, and there are 4 weeks in a month. So to find their net monthly cash flow, I need to look at all of Alexi's income and then all of Alexi's expenses and subtract those two. But I need to think about it in terms of the amount per month because we want to think about this in a monthly basis. Now, that means we need to look at monthly income as our first step. And when we do look at monthly income, we want to make sure we're only adding up values that are values for the month. So that's pretty straightforward for the part-time job because it's given to us per month. $1,900 is what Alexi earns per month. But for the student loan and the scholarship, these are amounts that are given per year, and I needed to convert those to monthly amounts. So I need to convert to monthly amounts. Now, there are 12 months in a year, and so if I want to take an amount that Alexi gets for the year and convert to months, we divide by 12. So for each of these two, the student loans and the scholarships, I'm going to go ahead and put the value for the year in, but then divide it by 12 to convert it to a monthly amount. So $4,500 divided by 12 plus $3,000 divided by 12 gives us $2,525 per month as Alexi's monthly income. So again, that's from the part-time job, $1,900, and then from the student loan and the scholarship broken up into monthly amounts. So we want to look at the monthly amount. So even though Alexi gets that stuff during the year, the idea is that it gets used throughout the year, and we want to think about it in monthly amounts for budgeting purposes. Then we want to look at the monthly expenses in the same way. Now, some expenses are going to be things that you pay for each month, like rent, $1,200 per month for the rent. That goes in directly. But there are other things maybe you're purchasing more frequently, like groceries per week, $90. So we need to convert that to a monthly amount. And this is where there was that assumption of there's 4 weeks in a month. Technically, there's a little more than 4 weeks in a month, but let's go ahead and approximate it this way. So $90 times 4 would take it to a monthly amount. Now, the next value also is not in a monthly amount. If we look at tuition and books and fees for the college, that's $1,200 per term. Now, remember what it said. There are 4 terms during the year, and Alexi is fully enrolled for each one. So this is the amount for each term, but there are 4 terms in the year. So this is technically something that Alexi is charged for 4 times. And then we need to take this amount and divide by 12 to make it a monthly amount. So in terms of the entire year, it's $1,800 times 4, because there's 4 terms. Then we need to take it back to the monthly amount. So when I think about tuition, fees, and books, I need to think about $1,800 times 4 divided by 12. Next, we have health insurance. I'm running out of room, so I'll just go down a little bit. $100 for health insurance each month. Internet and phone is also a monthly amount, $135 per month. And then miscellaneous, $200 per month. So when I calculate all of that together, all of that, 1,200 plus 90 times 4 plus 1,800 times 4 divided by 12 plus 100 plus 135 plus 200, I get that Alexi's expenses are $2,595 each month. So again, that's the monthly expenses. So now that we have the monthly income and the monthly expenses, I can find the net monthly cash flow by subtracting them. And when I do that, I'm always going to take the income comes in first, and subtract the expenses. So 2,525 minus 2,595, and I get a negative result, negative $70. That's my net monthly cash flow, or at least Alexi's net monthly cash flow. That negative is indicating that Alexi is overspending his income. His expenses are more than his income. So we end up with a negative monthly cash flow. In other words, Alexi is going into debt each month when we look at everything that he's spending money on. So this is where that fourth step in the process comes in. Once Alexi realizes that he's overspending or they are overspending, then Alexi can make adjustments. Now, there are different ways that adjustments can be made. Adjustments can be to increase their income. Maybe Alexi could take a few extra hours with that part-time job each month. Or Alexi could choose to cut expenses. So there's that $200 per month that they have allotted to miscellaneous and fun. Maybe they could pull back on that a little bit, or maybe use coupons to maybe cut their grocery bill a little bit. Or think about the rent, and maybe they have a 2-bedroom apartment. They could rent one of those rooms out to someone else, or find an apartment that's maybe a little less expensive. So there are different things that can be done, and it really depends on Alexi's goals and what they want to prioritize, what would be better for them. But knowing where they stand, that's the first step in making a change and getting into a better situation. So finding that net monthly cash flow is the first step in terms of budgeting priorities.